Okay, hey guys, welcome to Ham Radio K0PIR, my YouTube channel. Please visit my website www.k0pir.us. I'll have a related article to this video. I'm just going to go through a few things with DXKeeper and how to set it up if you're just beginning or just starting out with it. There's only a few things you need to configure. But when you get your log imported, you'll have a log page display, and this is the log page display. There's a few things that you probably want to get set up, and I'm going to click on the config button, and we're going to open up the DXKeeper configuration, and from here we can take it to the log tab, and the log tab has the default MyQTHID, and I have that set to home. Let me show you where that is. On the DXKeeper window, click on MyQTH, and you'll want to set this up. Fill in all these fields, and then click Save, and you'll have a MyQTH ID. Let me bring that back up. Now we're back to the log tab, and we'll go over to defaults, and from defaults you'll want to fill all this information in, and you may want to set a few default QSL messages, a few in there. I've got a few, 4 of them, and then the default transmit power by band, I've got that enabled, and you can also do it by default transmit power by mode if you want to do it that way. Let's go over to the call book. And you can use CD-ROMs or a file on your computer. I'm using qrz.com and my call sign and password from the website. And then I have a secondary call book, HamQTH, and I'm using that one as a backup. Let's go back over to the General tab, and we're going to set up the QSL config. That's on this button. Click that one, and this is a great program if you're using hard copies. If you generate QSL labels, envelopes, cards, this is a great program. I don't do that. I just use the online stuff. If you want a QSL card from me, I'll fill it out by hand and send it back to you. Let's click on the eQSL tab. I've got my username and password. Nickname, I ought to have home in there. That's the nickname from the website. And then I have upload each QSO log by the capture window, and the capture window I'll show you in just a few minutes. Next tab is LOTW. Fill in the username and password from the website so you can download your QSOs. And then down here, TQSL, you should have it installed, or if you don't, install it. And then put in the path name, the station location, and the call sign. Click on the help button, and it will guide you through getting this set up. The last one is Clublog, and I've got my my email in there and password and my call sign, and I don't have it auto uploading right now. I have eQSL and LOTW auto uploading, but I had trouble connecting, so I disconnected that. I took that option off. Okay, we can go ahead and click X to close that window, and we're going to go back to the log and take a look at the log page display. And the most trouble I had with this program was setting this part up, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's go back to DXKeeper and the log QSOs tab. And from here, I changed the font. I changed one of the colors in here. Made the font a little bit larger so I could view it better. And I did that using these buttons on the right. Click on colors. You can change the color. This was white. I changed it to gray. The font. I changed the font to Arial and I increased the size, I think 1. And that just makes it a little bit more readable for me on my screen. Now you'll have a default in here. I believe I started out with a default. If you don't have one, click on the save. Brings up a window. Type in default and then click the save button, and that gives you a backup. I clicked cancel because I didn't want to overwrite it. I'm using a modified. You'll want to create another file, so click on save, type in modified or your call sign, and then click save, and that's one you can work with. If you make mistakes and you don't like it, you can go back to the default and start all over again. But to add a column in your log page display, I added an email a little while ago. Let's say I want to add a different one. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, select this field, and let me try to find one that I don't have in there. Oh, let's try transmit power. I don't have automatically update layout file selected, so it's going to prompt me each time. And I'm going to click yes. And then I'm going to click yes again. And we'll see that the column shows up here. It just doesn't have a caption. Let me type in power for it, and then I'm going to align it to the left. And there you go. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit so I can still see that other column. So I've got the power that I was using in this column. Now if I don't like the way that it's arranged, I can rearrange it. Say I want to move the email over to the end, since I don't use that very much. I want to select the column. I use the mouse, highlight the caption or the top up there, left click, and it selects the column. Hold down the left mouse button, and I don't know if you can see that red triangle in the top left hand corner there, but you'll see one, and then you can just drag it over and it jumps over, and you can place it where you want it. I'm going to put it at the very end, let go of the left mouse button, and then it asks me if I want to save it. I'll click yes. So I took the email column and moved it all the way over to the end. Now the power column is a little bit wider than I need it. If I want to narrow that column, to unselect that email column, I'll just click in a cell, and then I'm going to move my mouse cursor over the separation till I get double arrows. I'm going to left click, hold the left mouse button down, and drag that over just a little bit. Let go. It's going to ask me if I want to save it. I'll click yes, and it changes the width of the column. Now I normally have the capture window open when I'm logging. Click on capture, and I can type in a call sign, and then I can click on the lookup button. That pulls it from QRZ. Well, that guy's not even there. How about WA0AFD? Look him up, and you'll see the power that comes from the default tab that we were on earlier, and then the QTHID that comes from the config, and then the log, which showed the default QTHID. And then I can just click on log, and it saves it to the log. I'll leave this one up when I'm logging people, when I'm operating, and it works really well. There's a lot to DXKeeper. There are a lot more options, a lot more things you can do with it. But I'd suggest just starting out with the basics, get it going, and then as you go along, you'll figure out new things. You'll learn to save audio files. You'll learn to upload to QRZ.com or different websites, hrdlog.net. You can upload there. I've got a neat little program that does that, and it is right here. It's called Log Publisher, and it auto uploads to HRD log and to QRZ.com. This was about $12. It works good too. I can do manual uploads if I want to. Okay, that about does it for DXKeeper and just the basics. If you have any questions or comments, just make them below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Also tell your friends. 73 and good DX.